Riding over the Trans-Europe Trail here with my Royal Enfield Interceptor 650, I randomly ran into the guys of the 1000 PS TV channel from Austria. And as some of my viewers are also from Austria, I decided to ask them for an interview because they're currently testing here the new Royal Enfield Himalayan. And it will probably still be some time until I get my hands on that. So what is your guys' opinion on the Royal Enfield Himalayan so far?
If I have to shorten it, it's a hell of a deal. It's just the bang for the buck. Incredible if you compare how much it costs and how much you get, because it can do everything. Maybe nothing exceptionally well, but anything you want. If you want to go on the motorway, the engine can handle it. It's stable. If you would upgrade your standard windshield, which is a bit small, you would have also good wind protection. If you go through the twisties, it can do that. And off-road, of course, torquey engine, good suspension. I loved it. We now did 800 kilometers on it, mostly small roads, mostly off-road, from light off-road like some gravel roads to a little bit more challenging with mud, some steeper climbs. And it just takes whatever you throw against it, it just munches it and no problem, and just go onward.
And one thing that I really like from the look of it is that it has this like lower mudguard that goes like all around the wheel, you know, because like I on my improvised scrambler build have like the short mudguard because it looks cool, but it like gets me all the dirt onto my tank and everything. And from what I saw, like your tank still looks somewhat clean, so the mudguard does a really well job, and I really like this design that's like more use than coolness basically.
Yeah, they thought of a lot of things, I agree. But just the mudguard, funny that you mentioned it, because that was the first time this trip that I actually had a problem with a low mudguard, because a piece of wood got sucked up, and then now you can see it's broken through the support beam or part of the lower fender, so it can cause also some problems. But all in all, the functionality of the Himalayan is great. It has a great range. It has a lot of features where on other motorcycles you have to pay additionally. So here you have the main stand, you have the protection bars. So it's all there. You can basically just buy it and go on the world trip, and you won't miss a whole lot.
That's really nice to hear, because I changed my mudguard because on my Yamaha XJ that I took through Iceland, the front mudguard broke for that exact reason. And one thing that I still wanted to ask while I have the chance is, how are the electronics on the bike? Because like this bike now has the digital dash and everything. Does that work well also when turning off the bike, turning it on? Because I feel like that's more of a first for Royal Enfield, as the other bikes are more still like quite analog.
Yeah. No, it works. We were also curious if it would just hold up, because and mud and dust, constant vibrations is like poison for the electronics. But it held up. Sometimes it tells me that it can't change the riding mode, and you have to turn off and on the ignition, which then solves it. So it's not a big deal. And apart from that, it just works. You have to become a little bit friendly with the system, how you get through the menu, but after that it just works. And I really like that they included something quite unusual even throughout the whole motorcycle market, the 3D Google Maps navigation that you can have in your display. Apart from Honda with proper Android or Apple CarPlay. I don't know any other manufacturer has it like that. With Google Maps, that's the thing, because I like Google Maps. I think most people use Google Maps for at least short trips for navigation, and that you can now on these comparatively cheap motorcycle you can use Google Maps in the display. I like it very much. The only downside is that the app, because you have to do it via the Royal Enfield app, that it requires or forces you the phone to keep on the display. It gets soft locked, so you can't like touch it if you have it in your pocket, but it's constantly on, which drains the battery of the smartphone quite fast. That's the only downside, but apart from that, cool solution.
And maybe they fixed that, and I think the only bike that then has that is still quite cheap is the Moto Morini X-Cape, and that one doesn't have the nicest privacy settings, the app, and also it's like almost 3 to $4,000 more. So yeah, thank you for the interview, and thank you for giving some insights also for the people of my channel, because I hope that I at some point get to review this bike myself. And really nice to meet you guys. Thank you.
Same. You're welcome.
Thanks a lot again to 1000 PS TV for the nice interview. This gives us a lot of nice information until I get the chance to review the Royal Enfield Himalayan myself. Und zu 1000 PS TV, falls ihr einen Praktikanten oder einen Mitarbeiter für euren YouTube-Kanal sucht, meine E-Mail-Adresse ist in der Beschreibung.